Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Georgie and Mandy's Young Sheldon sequel spinoff gets a new title logo ahead of filming start. Ahead of the start of its production, Young Sheldon's spinoff sequel, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, gets an updated logo. Before Young Sheldon's emotional final, CBS greenlit the next expansion series in the Big Bang Theory universe by awarding Montana Jordan and Emily Osment their own show. Set after the events of Young Sheldon, the spin-off will tackle the pair's new life as a married couple and parents to baby Cease. It is slated to premiere as part of CBS 2024 to 2025 TV schedule. The new logo for Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage has debuted in a fresh Instagram account for the show's writers called @GurmWriters. The newly created page is currently being followed by several of its confirmed writers, as well as producers Steve Holland and Steve Malaro. Check out the image below. The end of the family comedy proved to be so controversial that even Mimo actor Annie Potts openly criticized Young Sheldon's cancellation. While the Cooper story will technically continue via Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, none of the remaining Texas-based characters will be series regulars in the spinoff. Although guest appearances are highly likely, this insinuates that the focus will be on the headlining characters as they tackle the next chapter of their lives, which is expected not to last, per the Big Bang Theory canon. This is emphasized in the new logo, as the word first is underlined. Unlike Sheldon's story, which was firmly established in the Big Bang Theory, the nerd-centric sitcom didn't reveal much about Georgie's future and never mentions Mandy. But one of the few revelations about George and Mary's firstborn is that he goes on to become a successful entrepreneur, and he gets married multiple times. This means that his marriage to Mandy will eventually end at some point. However, the Young Sheldon sequel spinoff framing it as their first marriage suggests that they will find their way back to each other after their inevitable separation. The question now is whether the upcoming Young Sheldon spinoff Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage will be able to meet the standard that the former has set when it comes to storytelling. Despite being a continuation of the couple's story, there will be some changes in the offshoot, including the switch from a single camera to a multi-camera format. This means that there will be a laugh track, which has been a divisive narrative tool for comedies in recent years. With many of the creators behind Young Sheldon returning, however, it's best to hold off any judgment until the series premieres. Although the remainder of the Coopers won't be main cast members in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, they are expected to pop in from time to time. As already confirmed, there won't be much separation between the events of the Young Sheldon final and the beginning of the offshoot, as the new series will pick up around a month or two after George's death and funeral. Between this and the fact that Georgie, Mandy, and baby Cease live just on the other side of Medford, there would be no justified reason for Missy, Mary, and Mima to not appear. Beyond that, the Big Bang Theory canon, which was the reason for Young Sheldon's end despite its continued popularity, mandates that Georgie remains tied to his mom and sister. After George's death, the eldest Cooper child supposedly took care of Mary and Missy, with Sheldon oblivious to his sacrifices in Pasadena, California. It would be impossible to accurately show this if Georgie spends no time with them in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Considering the insinuation that this won't be Georgie and Mandy's only marriage, it's interesting to know what their spin-off's ending will be. Since Young Sheldon was forced to follow the Big Bang Theory's established canon, hence why George died even though the prequel was able to fully rehabilitate his image, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage may have the same storytelling principle. This means that the offshoot will wrap up with the pair going their separate ways. From there, Georgie will marry again, as evidenced by Sheldon's comment about him having a second wife. The only way that Georgie and Mandy can reunite for their supposed second marriage is after the events of the Big Bang Theory. CBS writers can't do it before that, since it would create continuity issues, not to mention raise questions about the whereabouts of Mandy and Cease during the events of the flagship project. The good thing is that Malaro and Holland have more creative room to craft the pair's lives before their inevitable divorce. Additionally, because there isn't a clear set timeline, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage can run longer than young Sheldon.